Hi friends, welcome. Let us have a glance on the theory of cognitive development by Piaget. Before we enter into the theory, first we see about what is cognitive development.
Cognitive development refers to the process of growth and change in intellectual or mental abilities such as thinking, reasoning, and understanding. Now we move on to the theory. Jean Piaget, a Swiss psychologist, did countless observations and traced 4 stages of cognitive development. They are schema, adaptation, assimilation, accommodation. First we see about schema. Schema is an internal representation of the world. This acts as a framework on which the child bases its knowledge of its environment. According to Piaget, we are born with some schemata, including sucking and grasping.
Now we see about adaptation. Adaptation refers to how a child changes over time as it makes sense of the world in which it lives. Adaptation comes about through the process of assimilation and accommodation.
Next we see about assimilation. Assimilation means new information or experiences can be fitted into the child's existing schema or current understanding of the world.
Accommodation means new information or experience cannot be fitted into the child's current understanding, so it has to alter existing schema or create a whole new schema.
And the last one is equilibration. Piaget believed that all children try to strike a balance between assimilation and accommodation, which is achieved through a mechanism Piaget called equilibration.
Now we see about 4 stages of cognitive development.
4 stages of cognitive development are sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, formal operational stage. First we see about the sensory motor stage. Immediate experience through the senses is the basis of this sensory motor stage, and the chief intellectual activity is sensory interaction of the environment. The child's activities are physical and without language to label experiences.
This stage is characterized by development of sensory, motor and perceptual skill, coordination of motor activities.
Example, a 6-month-old infant will try to hold a ball by using all its 4 limbs, where it does not know that hands and legs can be moved separately. An 8-month-old infant will try to hold the ball only with hands.
A 10-month-old infant tries to hold a small object like a lemon by a single hand and use both hands for object of big size. At first, for a child, an object out of sight is out of mind. But towards the close of the second year, it learns object permanence in space and time.
An infant of half a year old trying to reach a toy will stop its attempt immediately if the toy gets covered and hit by a cloth. Development of rudimentary memory, gradual progression from reflex behavior to intentional behavior. Development of curiosity and trial and error exploration of immediate surroundings. Thus, in the sensory motor stage, practical intelligence like seeing, grasping, sucking, etc. is developed by the child to deal with objects in the environment, and symbolic operations at this stage cannot be utilized. Egocentrism. The child sees everything from his own point of view. It is because he believes all the world to think like himself. Animism. Thinking and treating inanimate, lifeless things as living objects. For example, children used to deal with their lifeless dolls as if they are alive.
Realism. Considering dreams as true and real. Example, children at this stage pretend stuffed toys are real, have imaginary friends, etc.
Centering. The child can concentrate on only one aspect of a thing at a time, cannot understand reversibility.
Due to centering, they cannot understand that objects are conserved even if they change their position or their shapes altered.
Example, What is at your back? The child answers, dog. Who is in front of the dog? The child says nobody. Irreversibility and egocentrism are related. Inability to play any game following the rules. If the child is shown two identical jars containing same quantity of water, it will accept that they have same amount, but it cannot admit if the water from an identical jar is poured into a narrow jar as equal. The child considers the height of water column alone without taking into account the breadth of the jar.
Now we discuss about the third stage, concrete operational stage. This stage includes children from 7 to 11 years.
The child begins to perform logical manipulations and masters various conservation concepts. Classification and seriation become possible at this stage. He can also form a mental representation of a series of acts. The child cannot think beyond their self-experiences.
Now we move on to the last stage of cognitive development of Piaget. The last stage is formal operational stage. This stage includes children from 11 years to adulthood.
Thought becomes increasingly flexible and abstract. Children at this stage are able to deal with any problem in a logical sequence. Start evaluating acts in terms of underlying motives.
Understand that the rules of game or social system are developed by man by mutual agreement and hence could be changed or modified.
They start to believe that there could be many points of view on any problem. Here are some educational implications of Piaget's cognitive development theory.
Teachers have to teach only when the child is ready. Teaching should be child-centered approach.
The rate of learning cannot be speeded up. My dear friends, today we have discussed about Piaget's cognitive development theory and its educational implications.
Thank you. Meet you in another video.
Thank you.